Colonel Ryzek of the 4th Dominion had commanded troops for nearly 80 cycles. He had fought in the methane wars of Tursk, survived the lightning storms of Vascoat, and stared down the cannibal hordes of the Phrex Nebula. But nothing, absolutely nothing, prepared him for the horrors unfolding on Kaltar Station. Alarms wailed through the metal corridors as lights flickered like dying stars. The entire station shook again, a violent jolt sending officers tumbling across the command deck. "Colonel!" shouted Lieutenant Fira, her crest feathers raised in panic. "Sector 7 just went dark. Completely. We've lost contact." Ryzek slammed a fist against the console. "How long until the enemy breaches the core?" Fira's throat clicked, void for dread. They're already inside. The colonel froze. His mandibles clenched. Impossible. The station's inner walls are fortified with. "Sir!" another officer shrieked. They melted through it. Like paper. The bridge went silent. No one needed to say the name of the creature doing it. The Devourer. A cosmic nightmare. A biological weapon from a forgotten war, somehow awakened. It absorbed energy. It adapted to weapons. It grew, fast, and now it spread across the station like a living plague. Ryzek swallowed hard. Evacuate civilians to the last bunker. Seal all bulkhead behind them. Already in progress, Colonel. He turned to his strategist. "What's our best estimate for survival?" The strategist didn't answer. He just looked at him with hopeless eyes. Ryzek slammed his claws onto the table. "Then we need reinforcements." "Who is nearby?" Fira hesitated. Only the Terran ship Resolute. Human vessel." The colonel's scales paled. Humans. He had trained troops his entire life to avoid humans in combat unless absolutely necessary. They were unpredictable, violent, adaptive. They fought like cornered beasts even when uninjured. But right now, he needed monsters on his side. And the Devourer was already at their doors. The colonel roared, voice echoing through the bridge. "Ask the humans for help, now." "1," the Terran's answer. Approaching the station, the Terran corvette Resolute appeared small, laughably small, compared to the vast Vor station. Ryzek paced anxiously as they opened the comms channel. The screen flickered to life. Standing there was a human in black armor. Tall, pale, calm. A look in his eyes like he'd already survived a dozen wars before breakfast. "Colonel Ryzek," the human captain said, "we received your distress call. Permission to dock and assist." Ryzek inhaled deeply. "We are facing an entity we cannot fight. It's fast, evolving, a biological threat unlike any." "We know," the human interrupted. "We've encountered this species before." Ryzek blinked. "You have?" "Yes," the human said, cracking his knuckles. "We call it a Class X Omega Predator. But we've stopped them before." "How?" The captain smiled faintly. "We're humans." The transmission ended. Ryzek's stomach twisted. He wasn't sure whether to feel hope or terror. 2. The humans land. The docking bay filled with smoke as the Terran dropship touched down. The door hissed open. Out marched 12 humans in matte black exosuits, eyes glowing blue behind visor glass. Weapons hummed with power unlike anything the Vorth had ever seen. At their lead was a woman, Captain Mara Holt. She scanned the room, assessing exits, angles, threats. "Colonel," she said, "where is the breach site?" Ryzek pointed down the hall. "Sector 7, a quarter kilometer that way." Holt nodded once. "Squad, move." The humans moved like liquid death, fast, silent, coordinated. Ryzek followed with a group of his own soldiers, though every instinct screamed at him to keep his distance from the Terrans. They passed through flickering corridors, deeper and deeper into the dying heart of the station. Then they saw it. 3. First contact with the predator. A corridor ahead had been warped, melted, into twisted, pulsing shapes. Organic material wrapped around the metal like fungus made of teeth and bone. A single Vorth soldier lay on the ground, half dissolved. The devourer was feeding. It turned. Its many eyes widened. And it screamed, a sound so horrible that even Ryzek felt his blood freeze. He raised his plasma cannon, but Holt held up her hand sharply. Do not fire. The colonel's voice cracked. Why? It will kill us. Oh, it'll try, Holt said, but it adapts to energy weapons. You fire plasma at it, you make it stronger. Before he could react, Holt and her humans moved in. One tossed a device at the creature's feet. It detonated, but not with light, with sound, a frequency so violent the devourer staggered. Suppressors! Holt barked, watch its tendrils. Her squad moved in with shocking precision. One human slashed at tendrils with a vibroblade. Another fired a kinetic slug that blew a chunk off the creature's carapace, actual physical ammunition. A third human deployed a freezing foam that began crystallizing the creature's limbs. Ryzek shook, stunned. Humans weren't fighting like soldiers. They were fighting like hunters. Every movement was designed to exploit a weakness, restrict motion, deny adaptation. Ryzek whispered, How do they know exactly what to do? Holt replied without turning, Because humans study the things that can kill them harder than anyone else studies anything. 4. The predator evolves. The devourer roared, its body splitting open with new limbs sprouting. It adapted. It grew. It charged. Holt shouted, barricade formation. The humans locked shields, bracing themselves like a medieval phalanx. The creature hit them with enough force to crack the floor. Yet the humans held the line. Ryzek's jaw hung open. Your species is insane. Holt smirked. Usually helps. Then she shouted, Turret charge! A human at the rear activated a small turret that rapidly assembled itself. But it didn't fire energy. It fired pressurized tungsten spikes. The creature shrieked as it was pinned to the wall. Holt drew a device from her belt. What is that? Ryzek asked. She pressed a button. It's what humans call a portable annihilation charge. The colonel staggered back. That sounds. The blast drowned out his words. Light filled the corridor. When it faded, the devourer was gone, nothing left but liquefied ash. Ryzek stayed in silence. You killed it. Holt wiped her visor. Not killed. Neutralized. Burned anything remaining. The humans moved methodically through the remains, sterilizing, sealing, purging. Only when they were finished did Holt finally look back at Ryzek. That's one variant. If you have more, we're going to need fire teams. The colonel swallowed with difficulty. Captain, how does your species face such a monstrosity with so little fear? Her expression softened. We fear everything, she said quietly. That's why we survive it. 5. Aftermath. Kaltar Station was saved. All remaining devourer nests were purged. Survivors were evacuated. Systems stabilized. As the humans prepared to depart, Ryzek approached Holt. You Terrans, he began, unsure how to continue. You are unlike any species I've ever seen. Holt shrugged. We're just people. No, Ryzek said, voice trembling with sincerity. You are the universe's final answer to monsters. Holt gave a tired smile. Then it's a good thing we're on the same side. The Terran squad boarded their ship. As it departed, Ryzek turned to his soldiers. Let this be recorded in the annals, he said, when the galaxy faces nightmares. He looked at the fading Terran engines. We call the humans